Good day, everyone. My name is Princess Alexandra Faith Lisangulyan from BSED Social Studies. So now let's proceed to the first topic, development of the learners at various stage, or the socio-emotional development of infants and toddlers. So first is attachment. In the formative years, it is considered that the first 3 years of life are crucial. Human advancement, they are known as the formative years, when parents and caregivers play an important role in a child's development. What they live expresses the kind home and school environment that parents and teachers establish, which impacts the quality of children's growth to a large extent. Next is temperament. Another aspect of the infant's socio-emotional development is temperament. Temperament is a word that has a lot of meaning, captures the ways in which people differ even down to their birth, such as their emotional amount of activity, their capacity to modulate their attention span, persistence, and feelings. So, every child temperament describes personality characteristics and how a child's emotion responds to objects, and how people is a reflection of this unique personality. Next is the learning about emotions and emotional expression. So some of the children in your care may have factors that impede their social and emotional growth throughout life's social emotional development. It is a complicated process, method that includes other development areas such as input from the environment improves cognitive skills, family, careers, peers, experiences, and etc. So next is the strategy. The strategy about the learning about emotions and emotional expression. So this strategy, infants and toddlers learn about emotions and the expression of emotions through their interactions with others. This next strategy is learning play and friendship skills. So in this strategy, infants and toddlers are developing their social skills, play with other people, emotional understanding and expression. Healthy lifestyles can assist and contribute to the playing, crafting, and other social skills development, maintaining friendships and interacting with others. So, next topic is the development of physical of the learners at various stage, or the preschoolers development. So the preschool years are often referred to as the 3 years, or as the years. It lasts about 3 to 5 years before formal schooling begins. Although it is known as the years preceding formal education, it is in no way less vital than elementary school. So the preschool years are crucial because they build the foundation for future success. Next is the gross and fine motor development. So the gross motor development is the process of learning new abilities. Make use of the massive muscles. These are the gross motor skills. So there are 3 types of motor. The first is the non-locomotor and manipulative abilities. So locomotor abilities are those that need movement. So walking or sprinting from one location to another. So climbing, skipping, jumping, creeping, and avoiding are some of the activities available. So non-locomotor ones are those in which the youngster remains stationary. Bending, stretching, rotating, and swinging are some examples. Manipulative, protecting, and receiving skills are 2 types of skills: striking, bouncing, catching, and other similar activities, dribbling. Next is the fine motor development. This ability to acquire fine motor skills is to refer to as the motor development to make use of the arm, hands, and finger muscles deliberately. Picking is one of the skills listed here. Gripping and utilizing a writing utensil, squeezing, smashing, and opening. It seems and opening items. It also includes self-help, spoon and fork, buttoning, zipping, combing, and brushing. Next is the preschoolers' artistic development. Their enthusiasm lies at the heart of the preschool years to create drawings and other artistic expressions. These preschoolers benefit from some type of fine motor activity. Peter Lowenfeld investigated this and devised steps of early childhood drawing. So there are stages. So let's proceed to the stage 1. So the stage 1 is scribbling stage. This stage begins with large zigzag lines which later become circular markings. Soon discrete shapes are drawn. The child may start to name his or her drawing towards the end of the stage. So the stage 2, pre-schematic stage. So may already include early representation. This also becomes very significant when we discuss about cognitive development. Next is the stage 3, schematic stage. More elaborate scenes are depicted. Children usually draw from experience and exposure. So who watches a preschooler goes through these stages. Stages of drawing would undoubtedly state one thing. The same drawing was drawn 100 times by the preschooler. Early drawing is characterized by repetition. One would wonder if scratch papers, crayons, and pens will never run out. Be sufficient. Adults should keep a well-stocked supply of alternatives. Parents will discover the preschooler's artwork on the refrigerator. Walls and furnishings this give the preschoolers an advantage. Opportunities to develop the fine motor skills involved. Next is the preschooler's nutrition and sleep. A preschooler's nutrition has a significant impact on his physical growth and development. What determines a preschooler's nutritional status is evaluated against the nutrients he or she actually consumes dietary needs for her age group. It is critical that preschoolers have adequate nutrition. A sufficient quantity of rest and sleep. Preschoolers are fast asleep. Biologically, processes affecting physical and mental health is development. Next is a quick look at what preschoolers can do or physical skills. This bulleted list of preschoolers' physical skills is lifted from the physical domain component of the Philippine Early Learning and Development Standards or ELDS. So, gross motor 36 to 48 months. Hops 1 to 3 steps on preferred foot, skips with alternating feet, jumps and turns, stands and turns, stands on one leg without falling for at least 5 seconds, throws a ball overhead with control of direction, and throws balls with control of speed. Next is the fine motor skills. Consistently turns pages of a picture or storybook one page at a time, looking at the pictures with interest. Purposely copies diagonal lines, purposely bisects across them. Next is the 49 to 60 months. Copies simple pattern of different basic shapes, draws a human figure, the head, eyes, mouth, trunk, arms, legs, and etc. or without prompts. Draws a house without prompts using geometric forms. Color with strokes staying within the lines and colors the strokes staying within the lines. Next is the role of caregivers in the growth and development of the preschooler. Preschoolers' physical development is largely determined by the environment, supporting careers, parents and grandparents, teachers, who create a stimulating environment for their students' children's activities that are appropriate. Next is for all preschoolers. Engage preschool children in simple games that involves running and walking and provide them toys for catching and throwing such as soft, large balls and bean bags. Next is the 4-3-year-olds. It encourages development of hand-eye coordination by providing large buttons or old beans to string on a shoelace. It provides a variety of experiences, make, play doh, create collages from magazine pictures, fabric art, wallpaper, and newsprint. Encourage children to experiment with new media like wire and with cork, so the straws, strings, or yarn. It teaches also the children to mix different colors paint. For the 4-year-olds, it encourages physical development. Play follow the leader, pretend to walk like various animals. Next is encourage walking with a beanbag on the head. Next is for the 5-year-olds. They encourage body coordination and sense of balance by playing follow the leader with skipping, galloping, and hopping. It helps also the children to learn use a pair of scissors by letting them cut out coupons. Lastly is the development of the learners at various stages, or the cognitive development of the preschoolers. Early childhood or preschool age is just one stage of childhood. So the brain connections in the preschool years. Because of recent breakthroughs in neurology, the development of young children's brains has piqued researchers' interest. To the early childhood field, the findings of brain studies suggest we've discovered more efficient ways to care for and educate preschoolers. So our brain is composed of numerous cells called neurons. So the cell connections are what we call synapses, or sometimes also referred as synapses connection. Next is the language development. So it is the comprehension of young children can occasionally outpace their maturity. Their words and the early infancy affects the development of children. Language norms are well understood. Pragmatics and semantics. Language is used in symbols, thinking, dramatic play, and literacy. Children quickly realize that sounds combine to form words, and words express concepts, things, and people. So, fast mapping, a process by which children absorb the meaning of a new word after hearing it once or twice in conversation. So, the preschool children combine syllables into words and words into sentences in an increasingly sophisticated manner. Next is the language and social interaction. Vygotsky believed that young children use language both to communicate, social, and to plan, guide, and monitor their behavior in self-regulatory fashion called inner speech or private speech. Next is the cognitive and language development is the concept of scaffolding, a term that refers to the changing support over the course of teaching session with a more skilled person adjusting guidance to fit the child's current performance level. For a knowledgeable other or MKO, it is the one with more experience. Information processing theory, attention and memory. The information processing model is another way of examining and understanding how children develop cognitively. This model conceptualizes children's mental process through the metaphor of computer processing, encoding, storing, and decoding data. Next is the young children's theory of mind. Theory of mind refers to individual thoughts about how mental process works. Receptive language. Standards 1. The child is able to understand both verbal and non-verbal forms of communication.